What I wish I knew at the Maple Inn instead of a cozy rest was a mystery that would baffle everyone for decades. In the small historic town of Millville, the Maple Inn was a charming refuge for travelers. But it held a darker secret. Room 712. Charles Thompson, polite and well-dressed, asked for a quiet top-floor room. He was given room 712. After dinner, he returned, only to find his room locked from the inside. The hotel staff unlocked it, and what they found was chilling. Charles was gone, his belongings untouched, no signs of a struggle. It was as if he vanished into thin air. Investigations led nowhere, not a single clue. As time passed, eerie stories began to circulate. Guests heard footsteps, murmurs, saw shadows, yet the room stayed vacant. Room 712, the Vanishing Room, became a legend. Those brave enough to stay reported cold spots, strange noises. It drew curious souls but left them with more questions than answers. The Maple Inn closed in the 1980s, but the mystery of Charles Thompson lives on. The tale of room 712, a haunting reminder that some mysteries may never be solved. And so the legend lingers a whisper in the halls of the abandoned Maple Inn, echoing the many secrets life, and sometimes death, can hold. But let's delve deeper into this enigma. The Maple Inn, with its quaint charm and historical significance, was more than just a place to rest one's head. It was a repository of stories, a silent witness to the lives and secrets of its many guests. The inn's history dates back to the early 1800s, a time when Millville was a bustling hub of activity. The Maple Inn was a cornerstone of the community, offering a warm bed and a hearty meal to weary travelers. Charles Thompson was one such traveler. A businessman by trade, he was known for his meticulous nature and punctuality. His arrival at the Maple Inn was unremarkable, blending seamlessly with the daily comings and goings of the inn's guests. But it was his disappearance that would etch his name into the annals of local lore. Room 712, located at the end of a long, dimly lit corridor, was known for its tranquility. It was the perfect retreat for someone seeking solitude. Charles, with his penchant for quiet and order, found it to be an ideal choice. Little did he know that this room would become the epicenter of a mystery that would baffle investigators and intrigue storytellers for generations. The night of his disappearance, Charles dined alone in the inn's modest dining room. He was seen conversing with the innkeeper, discussing mundane topics like the weather and his travel plans. There was nothing unusual about his demeanor. He retired to his room early, as was his habit, and that was the last time anyone saw him. When the hotel staff unlocked room 712 the next morning, they were met with an eerie stillness. Charles's belongings were neatly arranged, his bed untouched. It was as if he had simply evaporated into the night. The local authorities were called in, and a thorough investigation ensued. Every inch of the room was scrutinized, but no evidence of foul play was found. There were no signs of a struggle, no fingerprints other than Charles's, and no indication of forced entry. Theories about his disappearance ran rampant. Some speculated that he had staged his own vanishing act, perhaps to escape debts or a troubled past. Others believed he had been the victim of a supernatural force, spirited away by ghosts that were said to haunt the inn. The most outlandish theory suggested that room 712 was a portal to another dimension, and Charles had inadvertently crossed over. As the years passed, the legend of room 712 grew. Guests who stayed in the room reported strange occurrences. They spoke of cold spots that would suddenly appear, whispers that seemed to come from nowhere, and shadows that danced on the walls. Paranormal investigators flocked to the inn, hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. Some claimed to have recorded ghostly voices, while others reported feeling an inexplicable sense of dread. Despite the inn's closure in the 1980s, the mystery of Charles Thompson and room 712 continues to captivate the imagination. The building now stands abandoned, a relic of a bygone era. Its once vibrant halls are now silent, save for the occasional creak of old wood and the whisper of the wind through broken windows. Yet, the legend endures, a testament to the enduring power of a good mystery. The story of the Maple Inn and its vanishing guest serves as a haunting reminder of the unknown. It speaks to our fascination with the unexplained and our desire to find meaning in the inexplicable. As we ponder the fate of Charles Thompson, we are reminded that some questions may never be answered, and some mysteries may never be solved. And perhaps that is what makes them so compelling. So, the next time you find yourself in a quiet, old hotel, Take a moment to listen to the whispers in the halls. You never know what secrets they might reveal. The legend of Room 712 lives on, a ghostly echo of a mystery that refuses to fade away. And as long as there are those who seek to uncover the truth, the story of the vanishing hotel guest will continue to haunt our collective imagination.